I wish I could do like be one of those beatboxers where you can like make the whole. Like what was his name? Michael Wins? No, was it Michael Winslow?
Michael Wincott? Winslow.
I think it was Winslow. Yeah. Hey, what's up? What's up, buddy? Hey, welcome to another episode.
My beard is finally growing in.
I mean, yeah, I can't talk shit because I can't grow a beard for anything, but you still kind of. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like
it's coming in nice.
Garbage.
Give it time.
I still don't understand.
It's only been 2 weeks since
I still don't understand why you did that. Why did you do that?
Because when you...
No, it's been way more than that.
No, it's not.
Because you did it the week that we had Gary Tonin.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is I didn't do it that week. But 2 weeks ago, I just had a mustache, more or less. It was barely grown in. The problem is I try to do it myself. I try to trim my own beard, and that's a bad move.
Dude, let me do it. I got a straight razor.
Okay, no.
Come on.
No.
I can be like an old school, like old-timey barber.
But what happened was
like,
I trimmed it. I trimmed it down and it looked fine, and then I tried to like fade in the sideburns, jacked it up. So then I was like, all right, now I gotta even it up.
A fade in is to go towards hair, not.
No, it's a fade. It fades this way.
So you're going from nothing to something.
Yes.
So it's like you're doing what happens
Still
here,
a fade.
But you're doing it here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
And then I screwed it up, and then I was like, "Oh well, looks like I'm."
If I gave you $100, could you do like the Lemmy mutton chops, like the 91 Metallica like mutton chops?
I could totally do it, but I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because $100 isn't. I don't care about $100.
But you did that crappy mustache for free.
I know, and I didn't want to.
Right, but now I'm saying you could make money.
Yeah,
Why you forward looking like ugly? I mean,
I don't want to.
It's like a beginner's fan only page.
Look, we got a job to do. What are you talking to me about
my
beard for?
Welcome to another episode of Jiu-Jitsu Radio. We got a lot of fun stuff planned for you today. We got a special guest coming up, but before we do, we want to say a big thank you to all our supporters. I also want to give out a shout out to Elvis. He is a podcast.
Yeah, he's the #1 singer of all time.
Oh, that.
You should give him a shout out.
Well, I mean, not that Elvis, a different Elvis.
There's no other Elvis.
Well, there is technically. Anyway, shout out to Elvis, who I met in person finally over at the grand opening for Roller Fight Studio this past weekend. He took the time to come up and compliment us on the podcast. And so thank you very much for that. Glad that you enjoy it.
Did he do so in front of Buchecha?
He did. Did
Buchecha say, well, let me get on this podcast?
Well, there's something else that happened. I'll tell you. It was kind of funny.
Okay.
But he actually told this other guy who wasn't even a white belt. This guy came in to do the seminar who never trained before. He just wanted to come in and do the seminar. So, I mean, your very first class is technically a Buchecha class. Good for you. So, like, they were working on a drill while he's like, hey, love the podcast. I was like, oh, cool. Thanks, man. And he's like, oh, he's got a podcast? He's like, the kid that was like he was training with. He's like, yeah, it's Jiu-Jitsu Radio. He's like, is it any good? I'm like, bro, I'm right here. You could ask me. And I guess he got confused and he didn't get the joke, so whatever. Either way, but shout out to Elvis. Appreciate it. Big thank you to Cara de Zapato for having me at Roller Fight Studio, and everybody got to see a little bit behind-the-scenes clips. I'm working on the videos. All the photos that I have, they have, so they're going to be coming out. I'll be posting them little by little. But, dude, it was an awesome gym, man, and I'm hoping
it looks cool.
Oh, it was
awesome.
Looks
like a cool place.
It's really, really well done. It's really clean, like just that super white, like white gis. The gis are super nice. Like, I'll be honest, if it didn't say like American Top Team at the bottom and the back, I would have bought one right then and there.
So it is an American Top Team school?
It is an American Top Team school. I obviously didn't get into the business part of it,
right.
but I think it's an affiliate. It's an affiliate.
Yeah,
Roller Fight Studio.
Fight Studio was its own thing.
I think it's its own thing, but I think they kind of have to be like an affiliate. But either way, awesome gym. We are planning on setting them up to come into the podcast to talk about it. So thank you again for having it. Hope everybody enjoyed the behind the scenes clips that I was posting up there this weekend. So if you didn't, make sure you're following Jiu-Jitsu Radio, and you're following me at Sonder Marketing, and you're following this guy at Gorilla Boy BJJ. But we also want to big thank you to the sponsors, Choke Aloha, Giraffe Choke, and Jiu-Jitsu Soapco. If you guys want to pick up any other gear, check out the bottom of the description below. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're listening to us to iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere else, it'll be in the description of the podcast. Or you can also find it on the website, jiu-jitsuradio.com. It's down there. It's down there. You got to keep looking. Like, you need to get, like, your prescription glasses over there. It's smaller print, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's down there.
All right.
It's down there, though. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you always get a little ding-dong whenever you we pop up.
Whenever you call Alex.
Hey, listen, little ding-dong is better than no ding-dong, all right? But, yeah, so you'll get to check us out. Whenever we post something new, you'll get a notification. And just so you know, because I'm trying to get you on there too, every week in the month of October, I'll be live streaming a gaming session of a new horror game or scary game, so you can watch me poop my pants on live stream.
As opposed to doing it
in private.
Well, no, I was going to say, as opposed to doing it on tape. Normally they're seeing this on tape.
Yeah, or
you always
VHS.
poop your pants.
Yeah, that too. But, so I think Saturday we're going to be doing Alien Isolation. So that one's going to be first, and then we got a bunch of other games planned up. And also I'll be joining my homie Mighty Pinto on his podcast, or his stream, rather, to do games. So we're going to be doing a different game every week.
Pinto, is he a horse or a bean?
I guess you could call him like an albino bean. He's an old school friend of mine. I know him all the way from like second year in college.
I just know that Pintos are both.
Pinto?
Pinto is a bean, but it's also a horse.
He's a Mighty Pinto. It's also a car.
Yeah, but the car is named after the horse.
Okay. I don't know who's he's named after. I just know that's his name. So, anyway, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button, and we'll catch you up on there. So, today we have a special guest after well over a year of me annoying her and asking her to come on to the podcast. We finally got her. We've had a chance, trained with her a little bit last week. You've been training with her on and off for the past few months. World champ in all sorts of divisions, all different tournaments. All different belts. Actually coming fresh off a win. I hope she's bringing her belt. I forgot to remind her to bring the belt, so hopefully she brings the belt. Straight from Fight to Win, Talita Alencar.
Belt.
That's because it's on your wrist.
I just
dingus.
Hey,
we're live.
Cheers. You're live.
Cheers.
Salud.
You can move the mic too. Don't worry. As long as it's here, you're good. So no, you can sit closer. You got to sit close, otherwise it sounds like you're in a studio somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
So you say the same thing when you clink glasses as you do if they sneeze?
Saúde. Yes.
Saúde.
Saúde is because it's like health.
Like
you.
Same in Italian.
Yeah.
What do you say in
Salute?
Salute.
Oh,
that means health.
In Spanish, salute.
Salute.
Yeah, but it means in Portuguese, saúde when you sneeze.
Yeah, same in
like
Italian.
When you're like,
no, same in Italian.
Yeah, but it means health, to your health.
Yeah.
to your health, yeah.
Salute means.
So we'll say salute. Salute.
Salute can be like this, and it depends off the language.
Right, but in Italian it's the same thing. It's for cheers and it's for sneezing.
But it's different. What does it mean though? Does it mean health?
It's just it's like to your health. They're like.
Yeah, it's like similar, the same thing, but there's some language that means differently. I believe so. I'm
you
not
just say kampai.
Kampai.
In Japanese, I think it's kampai.
And Old Norse, it's skull.
Skull? Like the beer?
Yep. Or like the...
I'm disappointed. Where's the belt?
It's in my car.
Oh, do you? Oh, man.
Get it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see the belt.
Knee, run
It's
and
heavy,
go run.
so heavy. I cut myself.
You cut yourself with the belt?
Yeah, because I was grabbing, I have like some stuff there, like decoration, whatever. And I was like, fuck, I cut myself.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Coming straight off the win. When'd you fly in? You was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you came back.
I fly in Dallas, I think, was like on the Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And I fought on Friday. I got like Thursday night and hang out with Missy and the guys from Fight to Win, and like with my coach. And I slept, ate, and just like slept.
Yeah.
Did you have to cut weight?
No, I didn't have to cut away because I'm the champion with the 125 at better weight fight twin, and like my last fights must be like how to say like 130. I was fighting heavier. I was just accepting any fight. I was nothing doing like on my way, you know. So this is I'm the champion and I keep it the belt. But yes, 125. I did not lose weight, and I was losing weight for Panama, but unfortunately I'm out.
Because of the knee?
Yes, I believe so. Because I think 8 days it won't be. You know, I don't want to go to a big tournament when there's like good girls there,
You're good.
and good girls there, and like, you know, lose for a DT or just because I felt limitation. You
Right.
know.
Well, we were talking about it last week too when you came in to train with us. It was like
Yes.
all about like the weight. It's like all the bigger girls. Everybody's trying to throw her like up like the weight classes
Yeah,
and stuff.
and I don't mind, you know, to fight heavier. Every time when I fight like around 130, when I'm this way, I'm now 123 or 122, I fight well. I always have good results. Fighting like feather or feather, you know.
Mhm.
And I was always there. I was always on the podium, but on the light feather, it just mean well for me. I'm strong. I'm fast, you know.
Yeah.
I feel strong and that I can always be there, you know.
So you've had probably some of the craziest matches, but you kind of just never really stop. It's
No.
always like it feels like there's every other weekend. I mean, obviously everything that happened this year has kind of stopped everybody, but you were just going one after the other after the other.
No, and I never stopped. And even if I have like really big injuries, I was like with a really serious injury on my shoulder, and I was like, I never had such a long injury like I have in my life. And like looking to the positive side on the corona, I was like, oh my gosh,
You can
I
have a
have the
break.
time to rest. I'm getting stronger. I'm like, I'm coming back.
But what do you find the time to like to train? Just because I mean you've had other situations where you had to like move and stuff. But
Yes.
going back from like tournament to tournament to tournament, how do you train in between that? Because it feels like it's really like, okay, well, you get enough time to take a day or two break just to recover from like depending on how crazy the match was to then like, okay, well now you got to fly out to go to a different match.
You know, like it depends. Like every athlete they have like a 3 months or a year schedule. You know,
Right.
we have everything organized. Before the corona, I was busy for 6 months. I was not supposed to be even here. I was supposed to be in Israel for 3 months because I was making some plans to go to Brazil. It was like everything set up, a bunch of super fights, seminars, everything was canceled. I was like, boom, my word was done. I was like, what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
Like everyone else, right? And I was like, spent some time in New York, and I believe I got the corona.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where I went. The everything started, but my life so far is just like going place to place and training with people, making great relationship. Of course, not so good in few options in my life, like everyone else, but I always figured out a way to do what I love. You know, it's really hard. You know.
Yeah.
I try my best. I try to coach myself. I try to organize everything one after the other, focus one to other. You know, like I learned with my professors, like, how can I do all this tournament in this year, and how can I focus just for one thing? I was like, I have to at least win some stuff, like everyone else do, like a Grand Slam or something like this, so I can settle to a big goal. That was MMA, you know. And I was like, now how I'm gonna do? Now I need a team. I can't do the MMA by myself like I was doing Jiu-Jitsu, you know. And I was like, now I need a team. I only gonna do MMA. I'm only gonna decide if I do have like someone to back me out. And I look back, I was like, oh, I need something. I have someone here, or I need this box train, or this. And now I have a team. I'm very comfortable where I am, and I'm like happy and fulfilled, and I'm in the best environment of my life here with Temple, like Coach Ian, like Daniel, Jesias, you know. It's so close by the beach. It's every lifestyle that I was looking for, like I was having in Brazil.
Yeah.
living close by the beach, you know. Not so close in Brazil because I was like, I straight away, I
Yeah.
walk, I go surf, and go train jiu-jitsu 2 times a day. And at the end of the day, I go back surfing,
Yeah.
do yoga, judo, just do whatever. And like close by the paradise of Brazil. And then I feel just like I'm in the same place.
Right.
I just need to live close by the beach now.
Well, I mean, you go to Deerfield Beach, it might as well
All
be
the
little.
time. I'm always in the beach.
mini Rio.
I have
Yeah.
a bunch of sunburn. Yes, it was crazy in jiu-jitsu. I always visit people. I always go like try to do my own train. I ask everyone, hey, what do you think I should like get better? Do you see me rolling? I always asking people advice, you know, like there's of course two sides of the story, but this is the experience I get to do and how I do this. Your question, it's just crazy.
Yeah. No, I know we talked about it like just kind of like off to the side a couple of times, and it's just it always blows me away just the fact that you can stay that active and you're always just kind of like having to move. And then thinking everything that happened this year, it's like you're one of the people that 90% of your income comes from like the tournaments.
Jiu-jitsu tournaments, yes.
So like what was your reaction once you started hearing like the lockdown and everything like that?
My reaction was like, I have to survive some way. I have to do what I can, you know. So I went to Craigslist like everyone else and looking for a bunch of different jobs, cleaning job, babysitting. I took a certificate online to do like caregiving, generally 80 and all this stuff. I was doing all days, like everything I could get, texting people, sending emails. I was like, you don't make an excuse if you cannot survive.
Yeah.
If you don't have options, you make excuse. But if you have options, if you're healthy, you have to figure it out, you know?
A lot of people have that problem. Like they don't have the mentality that's a hustler's mentality. Like,
yeah,
but
of course. I was like, no way. I'm not going to be like relying on the sport that I love because it's lockdown, and close all the doors financially, you know. And I was like, I cannot even cheat, and everyone is afraid to get closer to each other. I was like, how can I do this? You know, it was really hard in the first 3 months for everyone, but then I was like, I figured it out.
She didn't train at Temple during that time because
I was
we were
there
closed.
on
No,
the
we were
second,
closed.
right?
We were closed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I went there when you guys started the second stage.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember this.
we had
100%.
already started training allegedly.
You know what's funny is you were training with the person that gave me my first belt.
Yes.
And gave me my last belt with me. So my first belt, Charles gave me my blue belt.
That's crazy.
And
this is still too small.
And then
Like,
Manny gave me my black belt.
That's so crazy.
It's so funny that you're training with both of them.
That's funny.
So Charles started at like another gym?
Yeah, he's got his own. It's been for the last, I want to say the last year he's been.
Because he had the place was the ATT. What was it called? Just
well, when I started with him, it was ATT Boca.
Boca.
And it was right there, just south of Yamato, in between Yamato and Spanish River.
Right.
And then he opened up the second location in Boynton, and then I moved there. He brought Manny in there to teach.
Right.
Yes, he told me.
And then Manny opened his own place, and I followed Manny.
Right.
Because I love Charles. Charles is a great dude. He's so nice, and he's super.
So fucking nice.
Yeah, he's like the most polite person you'll ever meet.
Super polite. I've been learning so many things with him because I'm spicy. I'm
spicy.
You know, I'm like the honey badger, but now I have a new nickname that my group gave to me. Jungle Princess.
Jungle Princess?
And I think that's going to be my MMA name, Jungle Princess.
You can't be Jungle Princess.
Why?
Because you were born. You're not from like Manaus.
No, I'm from Maranhão.
Where's that? I don't know.
Everything's close there. Like if you go Maranhão, it's here, close by the beach, but it's meets the Amazon River. Everything is green. It's part of the north.
You're north.
So you got
I'm
you
north.
got like Indio blood in you?
My mama is black.
Yeah.
And I'm mixed. My dad is white. My dark hair is because my mom, but my mom have curly hair.
Right.
my daddy have straight hair, and so I have straight hair. So my two brothers are fucking tall,
So
like your height, like, and I'm the only short. Yes, it's like
that's
it's so
definitely
crazy.
that's
So
definitely Indio blood in there.
yeah,
Like
my,
they're shorter.
both parents, my mom and my dad, they're short, but my two brothers are super tall because my grandpa, indigenous black.
Yeah, tall.
My grandma was white, so my mom it's half indigenous, and my grandma it's full.
So like, who do you get mad at for the height?
My grandpa, sorry, not grandma. Grandpa.
So who do you get mad at for the height? You're like, you couldn't give me any of the height genes?
See, I always make a joke. People say, how tall you are? I was like, I'm 5'0.4". Oh, you know.
Are you
exactly.
really?
I was like, yes. Oh, I thought you were 5'1". I was like, no, I'm shorter than the days. I'm sorry. Don't expect it too much.
I never realized that. I guess so. Yeah, I never realized like you're 5 foot.
I'm 5 foot.
You can't get any shorter because if you go shorter than 4'11", you're technically
oh my gosh.
a midget.
Yeah, midget.
That's little people.
What?
That's derogatory, Shawn. You're supposed to say little people.
Munchkins.
Huh?
Munchkins.
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 What's like Portuguese for Oompa Loompa?
Oompa Loompa.
From Willy Wonka. What'd they call him?
I don't know if they have Willy Wonka.
I'm pretty sure they have
Yeah,
Willy
we do.
Wonka. Come on, Shawn.
Well, then it's Oompa Loompa.
It's
'cause
Brazil.
Oompa Loompa is a made-up name.
Yeah, but I'm
It
saying.
was a made-up name, yes. I think it's like a universe everyone knows. Oompa Loompa.
How do you say? Okay, I'm just saying like.
So training with Charles.
Yeah, train with Charles.
He's got because he's got a very interesting game. He's got very
yes, like
different techniques.
How
in
so?
my experience when I was with Fabin, I feel the same thing, but it's different. Like Fabin's more like an invert game, but his hooks are insane.
Yeah, he comes at weird angles.
Man, he inverts so much, and he reaches his hooks like he's using his hands. You know, like when you do spider guard, but he's doing spider with the legs.
Yeah.
He controls. You feel his toes grabbing you.
Yeah.
It's no joke. So with Charles, it's more like he have a really adjustable jiu-jitsu. Like you get no chance to get on the hook on him because he's already sharp. He's on the hook, and he's on the hook feels like knife. Every time I get a good position to get a side control or a half guard that I'm really good in this position. I feel when he comes with the hook on the hook with me, and I was like, "Damn, I don't want to get out of here. I don't want to get hurt."
So is it like
I
does
wanna,
he
like,
like turn like his hand or something to get the
No,
edge?
it's like it just feels so tight. His vision of the jiu-jitsu is different. Like,
Right.
Because he learned by himself jiu-jitsu how I learned surfing.
Right.
You know, kind of like this. He have a bunch of professors too, but it's just different. You know, those guys together and put it like other guys that I train with, Cobrin and my professors, just like.
Yeah, but even your style is different because you have like a very aggressive, very like flexible game. So it's almost like you have to be very, very careful trying to pass like your guard because like you'll catch people at weird angles and stuff.
Yes, I adjust a lot of my jiu-jitsu because injuries and like I always felt challenged like to fight girls, and when I see what they do, I was like, I just want to learn what they do, so I think I like them, and I just gonna beat their game and gonna do something better from there. So they always get confused when I do what they do, you know. So I was like, I started to do that. I was like, it works, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I always adjust my jiu-jitsu. My jiu-jitsu is very open mind. I always talk, even when I start to talk to train with Mildo, I always like sit aside and was like talking about the technique. Cause I like this way, and like we always share, you know, like with each other learning. I love to go to people's academy just to learn from them and like sit down like oh, that's amazing.
We were like talking about you for like 10 minutes the other day because we were talking about like it's not fair. Like he's too fat to have. Oh,
See,
you're breaking my studio. Dang.
Damn, I'm sorry. I didn't try to do that. Did you see my reaction?
That's
Was
pretty
the
good.
fast-
That's
Definitely
that,
give you
that's
credit. Hold on, let me pause this here, or at least mute it so it doesn't make too much noise. That was good. Yeah, but anyway, we were talking about you, and we were saying that like it's not fair that you're that fat and that flexible.
well, you know what's funny is I was training on Wednesdays. I've been training with Jay-Z, I go to the 10:30 class over at Jay Z's.
Oh,
And I was rolling with. I don't know if you've met him yet. He's really tall. His name's Devin. He's like 6'7".
He's a Jamaican kid.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! I was doing a train with this kid and it was like check. One person only kick, the other check. Shit to shit. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a big dude and he's a black.
He's so nice.
Yeah, he's super nice. He got his black belt from Pablo, I think.
Pablo Popovich.
Yeah.
Popovich, right?
Popovich, and he and we were training today, and he goes, and I got into my deep X kind of thing.
Yeah,
And he's like, I hate you how flexible you are.
Yeah.
I go, well, look, I hate how long you are, so we're even, because his legs are so long. He's 6'7".
He's super big.
It's like Steve, like Big Steve or Linton.
Yeah.
By the way,
I don't like rolling with Big Steve either.
Linton, you owe me a sandwich. Just so you know, I won last week. We'll go over it too, but we do a like every time there's a fight, we'll take bets and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So the bet last week was if whoever wins has to buy lunch. So.
Ooh.
So speaking
How
of.
was the bet for my fight? Did you guys do that before?
No, we already knew we were gonna win. So there was no
stop.
point. We didn't go over that, but. We'll go over and get your bet for the who's number one this weekend. So we're gonna go over that.
There was a lot of Florida people on that fight to win.
There was
Tubby,
Eric, Toro. I think there was more people that I don't know then, and I didn't see all the fights, but there was more. Yes, I love it.
So let me ask you this too, because you, like you said, you get to travel so much for jiu-jitsu and you get to train and you have that open mind, but that's obviously against what everybody thinks someone should be able to do when it comes into jiu-jitsu. Like, you stay in one school and that's it.
Yes, I never not agree with this, but I respect everyone's way. I believe that I have my what's called the word, guys. My childhood and like who I train with, my respect is from them and from everywhere I go, you know. I like to do this because it's, on the end of the day, it's business, you know, financially. But I got used to today's life and I got used to create opportunity as I travel, you know. And I was like, if I want to be successful, I have to be open-minded, you know.
Yeah.
I have to like try to create something new for what I'm doing. I'm not just wasting my time. Besides having fun, teaching seminar, everything, I was like, I have to get something good for this, you know. So I learned this, like how to always be polite and like go to people academy. Never really have problems with people when I go visit and stuff. But there's people that don't agree with like you have to settle. And that's what I did with MMA. But I was a while like doing whatever I was doing, but settle in San Diego before I come here.
Yeah.
That was my place, you know. I have to sell everything to come here. I sold my car, I gave away like furniture and sell some. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to live this person dream and try to open academy and to see if I have like plant seeds to get fruits from, you know. So I believe in people's dreams. So that's why I always go to academy. But my job became something different besides jiu-jitsu, besides teaching. I become to understand more like how to build a successful academy, how to help people to like update their academy somehow, not just with my presence there, but maybe like understanding what they need and maybe give some advice, you know, based on what I went and what they can do better.
Right.
Maybe like more advising than financially making money with this. But I got people like calling me to like, hey, can you come to my academy, spend a month or 3 months so like we can make like a big tank. And everywhere I go, I add people to People Academy. So I believe that was like, this is good for them. So I'm helping them. They get me a seminar and I help with something extra they could give to me like something in the future.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's a good way to build like relationships. I mean, you have friendships like all over the world. I mean, like we've talked about it. Like,
and I want to keep traveling. There's a lot of places that I've never been, like Australia, never been to Asia.
Are there people that you've wanted to like train with that you've never had a chance to train with yet?
Yes, like I wish. I think now times are different. Like most of like jiu-jitsu by generation, eh? Like before my generation, there's Leticia Ribeiro generation competing, all those girls, Kira Gracie, you know. So now there's us, there's our generation that maybe we're gonna fight like all the girls by my age or 5 to 6 years younger than me, gonna compete maybe for another 7 years. I don't know if it's in jiu-jitsu or if it's MMA, but then come this new generation that's like trying to beat us, you know what I mean? So it's just like crazy thoughts, you know. So now I imagine everything in the future. I was like, what I'm gonna do when I'm 38.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to keep doing everything.
You can still compete at that age. It's just you have to really, really take care of yourself, like to last for that long.
I do take care of myself. And like I got my black belt with almost 13 years and never had a serious injury. Like never had a surgery. You know. Never had it, and I feel amazing. I'm gonna be 30.
So give me like, I'm just more curious of like your mentality. Like if you forget like the coronavirus, if you could train with anybody right now that you haven't trained with before, like you could go out there like a month and just spend time with this person and train with them, like who would be your, like say like your dream person to train with?
Definitely, it's a possibility, but he's right here. It's for sure it's Bruno Mafassin, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of things wouldn't be like adjusting, but it's always very far, and you know, like I can go there, we can bring him, but I don't know how is his career now, if he's still focusing MMA or he's doing jiu-jitsu. I heard that he opened academy, but I never been there. I know it's Orlando.
Yeah.
It's in Orlando. I don't know. I can bring him down. I can go there. There's a plan that I always had. Was first time I went to Orlando was to train with him. Yeah. But he moved. Anyways, there's way more people like MMA. I want to train with George St. Pierre. I always want to like have a class. Yeah, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like have a class with George St. Pierre and learn from him. So I saw he sometimes at New York, Renzo Gracie, because I love to visit Renzo Gracie.
Yeah, that's a great school.
The most thing that I love about to go New York besides Pan Am's, it's like know that I'm going to be in between like 4 top academy that I can just cross train all day for 20 days if I want.
It's crazy how many
no, it's like a L. It's like a L. Renzo Gracie here is on the 30 Avenue, no, 7th Avenue and with the 30.
Yeah.
Marcelo Garcia is just 4 blocks from there.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
And you go like...
You go down that one street.
Down there, it's like a unit.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you want to go a little further, I always go Rutherford. I can go down to Socas in Long Island.
It's literally, like, almost, like, down the same street. Because you
drive 20 minutes outside the city.
And you got JT.
JT Torres, Essential. No, I can go to Shaolin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that road, if you go, like, if you're... Let's say you leave Henzo's, you hang a left, you make a right in front of Madison Square Garden, and you go down that road... You end up like at Vitor Shaolin's, then you have Marcel. Like everybody's like right down there. It's like it's such a weird, like you could literally train the entire day and just go a handful of blocks here, a handful of blocks there, and then end the day at JT Torres and you be dead.
But there's really no mix there. Like,
no, there like you definitely can't cross train.
It's kind of Creonch days.
Where?
In New York, there's no real cross training.
There's really not a lot of cross training.
I do cross train. Like I go sometimes to stay 18 days there. I get a hotel in between then and just go cross train.
Yeah. Well, no, but you can.
Yeah.
But like a blue belt or a purple belt side, you can.
Well, even the black belts there, like you don't see Marcelo's guys training with Henzo's guys.
But you know the new things that I see. I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about, but what I saw that the Meows are not in unit anymore. I think
they have their own school now.
Yes, and they're training with Johnny Grippo, and they're just a crazy good mix, I believe. You know, there's a lot of fruits from this.
Was Gianni with Unity as well, or was
Johnny is
he used to be
Marcelo
Marcelo?
Garcia. Yeah. So I think they can build a big tank, you know. Like
Where's Dylan Dennis training now? After he got kicked out of Marcelo's.
Oh,
because he got kicked out. His kicked out of like Marcelo was huge. Like,
yeah,
that was like a big thing.
It was
he kicked out?
Oh yeah, Marcelo made like a whole full like statement. Like he went all out. Like if you have to, like if you drive Marcelo to do something like that, for sure you piss him off.
Yeah, that you did something. Yeah, I don't really know. I know because I'm Alliance. All I know it was a lot of shit.
Yeah,
it was a lot of things together, and I don't know the real reason, but I saw part of the behavior and. Yeah. It's a young kid, you know, I believe.
So what about the switch to MMA?
Oh, it's a big switch for me. It's like in the beginning, like in first sparrings, I felt I have no floor.
Yeah.
Where I can step, it's just a hole and I just keep falling, you know? Yes. I felt this way. I felt like a white belt.
So did you, like, when you were a kid, did you get into a lot of fights?
I was like a tomboy. I started to play with, like, Barbies and stuff like olders. I love.
It's like 2 years ago I started playing with Barbies.
I like to be between my brothers, play football on the street barefoot, just with my underwear. I didn't have no boobs as a kid. That was my and like go to the beach and like my brother always surf and always push me to do sports with him, and he did try out with me.
So that's a yes. You guys used to get into a lot of fights.
Bro, we were going to the beach like end of the day like this, and my brothers face each other and like boom 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 kicks jumping like
at each other
like boom boom boom, me and my brothers, and I was always watching them. I was like, I wanna go too.
It's like, I wanna fuck him up, it's my turn, let's go, tag me in.
I was a bad kid. My dad make me like football games, and he always take me to football games. So there was like buses that take us to go to the footballs. I have like little shirts in the team, and I was like on the middle of like, I was like, I enjoy my life. You guys don't even know. I was always a tomboy. I always liked the excitement of competing, you know.
Right.
I always liked the endorphin that you created, you know. I never understand. I just got to understand when I start to fight.
Yeah.
Know? But in triathlon, it was very challenging too.
Yeah. So, the switch to MMA, when do you think your fight's gonna be?
Like I said, I took this big decision because I always like this, and a lot of people during my career at Jiu-Jitsu saying like, "Oh my gosh, you're so much pressure for a little person, so you're so aggressive, like." Your jiu-jitsu is insane, and I keep hearing people like telling me the same thing, you know, and a lot of people say, "Oh, you should do MMA," and like giving like advice. I was like, "Oh no, I don't want to get punched in my face."
Yeah.
And it was the same afraid I had when I would start jiu-jitsu. I was like, "Oh, this is stinky, sweaty, guys. I don't want to do this." I put the gi, pink gi. I remember Shiroi. Not gonna forget, pink and white. I love it. So, like, yeah, big change. Like I say, I decided because I have a big team behind me. And way more people that you guys think. I have, like, my manager, Ice Mike, very famous guy, too, with a nice background and have great relationships. And been trained also with Roger Crawl down to Sunrise. And I've been also trained with Danielle and Jazia, so I'm mixing a lot. And my secret weapon, it's Rami.
Really?
Yes, he's the like a really good fighter. Like different styles, moody, like fast, don't get punched. He always back in circle, different shuffles. Like it's just insane. I've been learning so much with this guy in few privates, and like. I've been sharing jiu-jitsu with him, and like we all been doing a lot of training together and studying
early next year.
Next year for sure, I'm a true fight because I need to get a good contract with a good company. But
yeah,
I'm very excited.
Well, I mean,
so you're not gonna do any amateur.
No, I am doing amateur next year.
Next year.
Yes, but not this year.
But I think for you, like, that would be super quick to do, like, maybe like a couple of, like, to get, I mean,
3, I believe.
For Florida, I
Depends.
think it's 5. Florida is 5 before
Yeah,
you
it
can go
depends
pro.
For me, yes,
Yeah.
they told me days, in between days, but you never know.
No, that's what I'm saying. You get the call. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you did like 1 or 2 amateur fights and then you would get a call from like Invicta right away.
Yeah,
But
Well,
I mean,
when you think about it, you can go pro at any time. Brock Lesnar never had an amateur.
yeah, I
fight.
can't
yeah,
go.
but
I
it
can't go,
depends. It depends on fighting pro, like in the state kind of thing, like or
Yeah,
turning
it depends
pro
too, but it
Yeah.
depends a lot of
on the state.
things. Yeah,
But like some states, you could just go and you can.
And I would
have,
think being a
for
world
my
champion,
background, it's
yeah, for
really
you, it'd be
good.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about combat jiu-jitsu?
Yes, this definitely for next year. You can't wait. And my main focus before MMA, like why I'm
mean-
still doing grappling, it's ADCC of course, because that's the only one that I don't have.
Yeah.
And I don't have others but those are not so important. Like Brazilian national, second place.
So, I mean,
BBQ.
Bringing up
Story
80,
of my life.
you bringing up ADCC, like I know that they're postponing it. They postponed the North American trials.
Yes,
Because
but
everything-
they're promising a lot of news,
Yeah.
They say it's just rumors, but I'm not sure. Rumors.
But let's be honest. Like if you did ADCC,
And here's the thing: they might, with the way California is going, nothing might be happening in California.
well, no,
Everything's
ADCC.
gonna be in Florida.
we are the shit now.
Yeah. Well, the next
Because
ADCC.
If IBJJF come to do a Pan
In
American
Orlando?
here, come on, guys.
Well, like the
We have
ADCC.
so much-
And I've been saying that for years, that Orlando is probably the best place to have big events because
And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's
the
cheap.
gasoline the last time I went there was 176. I was like,
Yeah, like fill it up, fill my car up,
Yeah.
and the next one. Let's go. But ADCC is supposed to be in Las Vegas. The next
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is supposed to be in
exactly.
Las.
Las
well,
Vegas.
But-
well, I could see, but there. I don't know how their restrictions are, but I know here in Texas,
It's loose. Well,
Yeah.
we're open
I
now.
went to Texas. There was like, ooh, clubbies.
Yeah.
And everything working. And
Yeah.
restaurants open and like rodeo. I was like,
Nobody
wow.
cares. Yeah, nobody cares. But I mean, we could get you doing a combat
For sure,
jiu-jitsu by
yes,
the end of the
I
year.
expect Eddie Bravo send me my invite because he already promised. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
charge, okay? I'll call you soon, buddy. Text you. I'm down to do for sure. The
Hey, Eddie,
snappy.
you need us for commentating for that combat jiu-jitsu match. I'm just saying.
For
All right?
sure.
Just saying.
For sure.
I don't know. They might not want me.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
know,
I got into a little
kerfuffle.
kerfuffle, a
With
little.
Speaking of which, he did respond to me, and he is going to come onto the podcast. So we're going to have that out. Yeah. So Shawn is starting a little bit of drama.
Which Shawn?
Me.
Which other one? Who's the other one?
This guy
His name is
Brian.
Brown.
Brown?
Brian
Yeah.
Brown. He's a black belt in 10th Planet.
Uh huh.
And I was commentating for XFN because I'm the commentator at XFN.
Yes.
And I said 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu has proven not to be an MMA system.
Uh huh.
Even though, again, I didn't know this. I didn't know that it was designed for MMA.
Uh-huh.
We knew that
I did not know that.
I
I
knew
might
that.
have known that, or I
years
just
ago.
forgot.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
Um,
because come from John Jack, right? And
John
Jack,
Jock and Eddie.
Dixie,
And then
Eddie.
Eddie
Yeah.
started using his and
But there's
when
a
I-
lot of things that Eddie did, and like he make it better. Like everyone does have their own thing how to do
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu. There was like already like very old. They just adjust and like make it better.
Yeah, yeah.
But
All
what-
those guys.
But what I did was I said that it wasn't an MMA system because
You
when
got
I
mad?
because when I watched it in amateur MMA, because that's what I see the most of, because that's what I'm in front of the cage with.
Uh huh.
It normally, when it's tried in MMA, it ends up not working well,
Uh huh.
and so that's what I said. And he got angry, said I was trashing the system, which I wasn't, because in my
No,
next,
It
my
was
next,
just so you feel experience. Yeah. No. Yes, I knew this. Like the way I met Eddie, and he was like admired with my jiu-jitsu because I went there, it was a purple belt, and
Well, especially with your like flexibility.
I was curious. I went there.
Yeah.
So he was training with me, and I mount him somehow. I don't remember. I was like head like bugging, and he's like, I can't believe that you mount after. And he's like, do you want to compete in my tournament? I was like, yes, hell yes.
Yeah.
And he gave me a super fight, and I become to know a little bit more about the 10 planets. I was like this. I was like, I never see this. It's so hard, so difficult. I got lost so many times, and then now I look, I was like, I like this too much.
Right.
Yeah.
And what they do is something I've taken from them. Talita saw my classes where my warm-ups are actually just basic techniques. And what 10th Planet does is their warm-ups are their basic techniques, but their basic techniques
are pretty advanced.
Aren't that basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things like for a white belt, it's like you're not going to get it that first class.
It's the opposite of us. Like we go basic foundations, drills, a specific train, and then how like training. That's how like you see, and of course you're gonna mix and everything. But as a white belt begins to a black belt, that's how you build up.
Yeah.
There's why there's so many people. I don't want to go to their warm ups.
Yeah.
They think that's annoying. Because their warm up became so good.
Yeah. I mean.
You know.
Yeah, those warm ups are like it's like, oh, that's the warm up, and you're already exhausted. Now you get the whole rest of the class.
But Eddie started opposite. He from the hard one, that's the specific train, or you start from there and then you go down. So you start from the difficult to go to the easy.
It kind of makes sense though if you think about it, because when you first start class, like that's when you have like the whole focus and everything, and then after that, like you're just kind of losing it. You just get exhausted.
I did not trash the system. I just said it wasn't an MMA.
No,
system.
you explore your opinion, and someone got mad about it.
They're gonna come. He's gonna come on here, and they're gonna duke it out.
No, we'll have a conversation because I had a conversation with him afterwards, and we you know it was cool when we were done, but it was it was just what I've seen, but in my very next breath I said it has proven not to be an MMA system, but my next breath I said it's been incredible for jiu-jitsu. It's opened up a lot of people's minds as to what is possible.
And creating new stuff.
It's just when I've seen it tried in MMA by people that aren't really black belts, you know, that aren't really haven't really mastered the system.
Yeah.
You see what happens. And a lot of the times because it's there's a lot of techniques are from the guard. I see people in 10th Planet go to the guard immediately and that's and MMA and jiu-jitsu do that all you want because the worst that can happen is you get passed or whatever.
Yeah, you got advantage, you're turning or whatever,
In MMA though,
you're getting punched in the face.
You're getting punched in the face, and that was just my point was, you know, but it's because it's people who haven't mastered the system.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. Speaking of drama though, you've started a couple of dramas here and there, huh?
Yes, a lot.
You started a lot of dramas. Like,
no, you have not.
No, I think it was just different perceptions, and you know.
It's just there's facts that you know that like between you and whoever that it's always like everyone's gonna see the outside. They're not gonna really know. Like, do you feel because you travel and you get to go from different gyms like that so much that a lot of people
a bad reputation, yes,
like people give you like a lot of shit for it, right? Like, so like is there times like when you like reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm gonna be here, I would love to come and train for your class, like, or with your school, that they're like, no,
I got a bunch of no's already. Like,
really?
For real, yes. But I understand, and there's politicals. It's not just like a private sport anymore. There's a bunch of like gyms and they command and like teams, big teams, and you know how it works, you know.
Yeah.
But changing the opposite here quick. You asked me something about my dream to train.
Yeah.
My dream is for sure John Donahan. That'd be cool. My professor. Yeah.
By the way, that's my dream too, but in a different way. I want to train with him as a coach.
No, yes, like
I want to.
Well, that's his whole thing too. Actually, he posted something the other day, or there was like an article the other day where he talks about like he doesn't just train people to perform. He wants to train people to be able to coach.
Right.
Yeah,
so like that's the whole thing.
Me too. That's
but have you gone like to train in there, like to train with Donaher?
Many times.
Have you gotten the role with Gordon?
No, they never train with me. I train with like the guys that train with them, but they're big. I trained with Nicky Rod. It was super fun. He was nice.
Yeah, he's a nice dude.
He didn't want to crush me into,
What about with like Nicky Ryan?
Nicky Ryan, yes, I did roll with Nicky Ryan a few times, and I trained with practically with the whole that squad. You know? I trained with Natalia, but I didn't train with her. She was a blue belt. Yeah. But before, I was strong, like very strong, like her build, everything. Like really good. Everyone's really good that do guard there. Like you go there, you have fun.
I went up there with Durino last year. It was like the beginning of this year or last year.
No, it was last year.
It was last year, and it was just crazy. Like I wanted to train in there too, but I had my camera. I'm like, I gotta pick one. I gotta pick one. Which one? Yeah, it's so good.
You chose the better of the two because you wouldn't have gotten as much out of it as you did with those pictures.
For sure. No, I mean, I learned a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got. Yeah. I tell this to people all the time. If you're hurt, if you have an injury, still go to class.
But you see, like,
it's like drill.
And if you can't
muscle
drill,
memory.
watch. If you watch stuff, you see how certain people do things.
Yeah.
And it'll open your mind. It's like, oh,
for sure.
You see
certain
things from the outside.
Like I've been fortunate enough, like even like working with Talita when we filmed the stuff for like Polaris and like traveling up there and stuff like that. Like I'm in a fortunate spot where I get to see stuff that most people don't get to see. Like, and even like with the pros and stuff like that.
That's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
You know, like, of course, it took me a while to settle and everything. I represent Alliance. I don't have to represent a certain professor, but I do because I have love for them and care, and I train a little with them, But I don't have to be represent the team I represent. I don't need none of this, but unfortunately, to live on this world of Jiu-Jitsu, you have to represent someone.
I'm going to. You're driving me crazy. You're worse than this guy. Give me that. I have to constantly. Yeah.
I'll trade you.
I have to constantly smack stuff out of his hand.
Yeah, I'm like this. Yes.
I'm always playing with. I always have to have something in my hand.
So like yes, about this what we were talking about, and also like what we were talking about the drama and stuff. It's just because what I do, I've been like judging a lot, and also sometimes I believe there's a lot of miscommunication, misunderstood shit.
But it's also like the outside. I mean, you know how it is. Like,
yes, I don't really care, to be honest. I suffer for a while, like trying to understand, because when you don't have people to back you out, like your family or like your friends taking you back, sometimes people don't take you back. Like example, they don't want to take these problems for them. Yeah. Like it's very selfish way to think, because that's just normal. When you don't take someone's fight, you're gonna be alone. Yeah. So I felt like this way for a long time, and I was like, I have to start to understand how these things works, and to be living by myself and try to be my own coach. It's super hard, like in jiu-jitsu. So I was like, I can build where I am, but if I want to travel and do this, I have to feel this. But I learned so many things, and I meet so many people. That's what drives me, like help people. Go like to Israel, help some girl to win a bunch of world championship.
Remember.
She won all the world championship. I did my job,
So let me ask you this, because one of the things that pissed me off, like when I first started jiu-jitsu, is I was always someone that like was all about like the team. Like you have to have like the team. Like when I played soccer in high school and stuff like that, and then when getting more into jiu-jitsu, and then I got more into like just solo sports where you're out there by yourself. But I always believed that having to have a coach. But then I got like my first jiu-jitsu school, my very first tournament, I was completely by myself. I had to literally get someone who was a friend of a friend that would just happen to be there, who had trained before, to corner me, because my own coach didn't show up. And then in like another time where it was like I was literally sitting there training, and I was looking at my coach for advice, and then I watched him get up and walk away in the middle of my match. So for you, from your experience,
my experience with my professor, he always told me, I was like, Tell, but I'm going to United States competing, and I know those people.
No, we're recording. We're recording. But she didn't get to finish what she was saying before she started breaking the studio part. with
well,
her
I don't know if you remember
Amazonian.
Yeah, so like we're talking about like my experience going around and like not
Right.
having a coach and like, but the first good lesson that I learned with my coach was like that I cannot rely on people. He was my coach and kind of my daddy because when I moved to Rio, I have no mom, no daddy, and he was the only like mentor I have. So he was my mentor my whole life and was the best mentor I could ever possibly be. Like tough as I am now, besides my mom and parents, was because Theodore. He always teach me how to be independent. He's like, you can't rely on coach. You there by yourself. You know those people won't coach you. Come on, you know you have days on you. My first World Championship, I was not even believe that I could do it. And he's like, I know you're gonna win. It's your time. You're in the finals. There's no way you're gonna lose. And this is like what he told me. He was like, damn, he believed in me more than I believe in myself. I'm gonna win this. After days there, everything exploded.
Yeah. So
Wait. So have you noticed? So you've gotten people that tell you no, you can't come train here. Have you noticed that you get that more from the Brazilian community than the American community? Like
mostly, yeah.
And
there's some like not even there. Like it's the main academies, main teams. Like with all my respect, of course, have a lot of politicals right now. Because there's a bunch of athletes that compete against their athletes and you cannot train together and days and you know what I mean, and like sometimes there's way more days or the beef that they have on the fight or something.
Yeah.
So there's so much politicals, you know, like it's so silly to be honest.
Man, not even touching it. All right, hold on.
This is your problem.
This is insane now. All right.
There's the goal.
One more time.
Woohoo, we come back.
One more time. Let's see that things don't get broken again. So what? Did you finish asking the question you were asking?
Well, yeah, I asked her if she was getting it more from.
Oh, the Brazilians. And
Yes,
Brazilians.
pretty much, I believe, but I don't want to be judgeful. But many like academies that I've been like outside Canada, they would like to train with me, but then they call or text the main person from the team and it's like, oh no, you're not allowed because this person say that you cannot. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, you know what I mean. I had that a lot, and I had like
but what
we
about
talked about before.
But what about like in competition wise, the fact that now you don't have that person there and you're so used to not having that person there compared to everybody else? What is different for you that you think compared to everybody else? Because you have to have that awareness a little bit higher than everybody else, because so many people depend on having a coach to tell them, oh, do this,
I
do
saw
that.
big issues happen, friends, like people that I coach in complaints, you know, like, oh, my coach was not here for me. Oh, no, I did one because my coach was here. Like, I believe that you're in a very, like, on the end of the day, kind of selfish sport, because you must to know what you're going to do.
Mhm.
You must to trust that you're going to do good. You know, just you have to get your game plan down there, and you can't rely on people, can't rely on coach. Last minute of focus that you can do amazing because you rely on your coach. With all the respect, I believe coaches, you have to have a team that supports you and everything, but if you don't have it, what you're gonna do? You can rely this way, you know. You have to tough it up, like, I'm gonna just do my best, you know.
I think coaching is important in the beginning. White belts, blue belts.
No, I believe it's still important, you know, like.
Well, I prefer no coach because I get distracted.
There's too many people.
As weird as that is, so like.
If example, I'm in a super fight, and I know there are gonna be many people screaming. If I know the person's voice, and I know, I feel trustful on this word. The person is like passing me some energy that I'm like, oh yes, this person there believe me, and like I have a control position here. But there's time that you can hear the coach on the mat.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you there. You know, and I'm correct if I'm wrong. I believe you guys felt what I'm saying. And yes, it happened. There's options to get distracted, it does. Sometimes I'm fighting some good girl and I can only hear her coach, I cannot hear my coach. And this bothered me for a while, but I'm like, you know what, I don't really care. And I'm sometimes it's like it's good to hear what he's saying because I back up what I'm doing to do other thing. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Give me advice. You know
Thanks
what I
for
mean?
giving me the game plan just blatantly out there.
Thank you.
And what
just kidding. I didn't want to do this. I'm doing this.
what I've noticed is the way I try to coach my guys is I tell them, okay, settle, relax. You have the position, hold the position. It's not about doing things because there's nothing more frustrating than somebody yelling at you, sweep.
It's like, motherfucker,
what do you think I'm trying to do?
Yeah.
I'm trying to sweep.
Let me do it.
And it's like sometimes you're like, only competitors understand. Look, I'm trying. Like, I know what I'm supposed to do here.
I mean,
person.
There are situations, maybe sometimes where there's an opportunity for some kind of submission or something there, but you're so hyped up into the moment that you're not going to see it unless someone yells at you, for sure.
But most of the time, what we need though, time. How much time is left?
Time and points.
Time and points.
Yes.
You're down by 2. Look for this.
Sweep. How am I gonna sweep it? Let me do my thing. Okay, hide this arm right there. This hammer behind this one. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like, maybe they noticed something that he's setting up from behind or whatever that you didn't know. Like they got their back. They're doing this.
Watch the back step.
Yeah.
Watch the leg entry. That kind of stuff makes sense.
Yeah. I believe also it's like every athlete. A coach, he have to understand the necessity of his student.
Yeah.
So what I believe is he understand how you can coach him. Not every athlete like to be coached. Like the example he said, I get distracted if there's someone yelling at me. But if there is someone there sitting, like we're talking now, and saying like 7 minutes on the clock. Watch this right hand right there. Block this hand. Pause. Be calm. Change the game plan. You know what I mean? So like it I think really depends. It's very like what's called the word for this.
Comforting.
Yes. But
like my students Jacob and Calvin.
Yes.
2 very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Calvin.
Very talented.
And he takes direction perfectly.
Right.
Perfect.
Jacob just does whatever he wants.
Jacob does not like me coaching.
He's
Jacob.
Spicy, yeah. He's more spicy.
He's
Well-
more spicy. He's what's that, Bahad?
He go
Yeah.
porrada, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what it's like when we spar. Like when we used to spar, like at Temple, I mean, like Jacob, pick up your hand, man, because you're gonna get punched in the face, and he'd still go back. He still wants to do his like Rocky stance.
Yeah.
Like, man, I am going to wail on your face if you don't like pick
and he
it up.
likes when you do, which is weird because he wants you
He
to
likes
do it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes he
Till
likes
the
to
day
get
that
punched.
like he punched in the face and the light doesn't turn back on for a little while,
Yeah.
like then
But that's who he, but it's who he is.
yeah.
I tell everybody, your jiu-jitsu.
He's rough, yeah. He's rough. He like rough, like me. When I started to do MMA and I was like not keeping my hands up, like where it's supposed to be, my guard up, I was getting just a straight punch on my face, and I was like, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I was like, I get mad at the first one, I want to kill the person, and then I was like, try again.
But it's like our fight style matches. It's more than just who we learn it from. It's our own personal who we are.
Yeah,
Adds
understanding
to that
yourself.
style.
Yeah,
Your mentality, how smart you are, how aggressive you are, your body type. There's a lot that goes into it, but there's different stuff. People need different things, and I know with Jake, I'm just there for moral support.
Yeah, I'm just here for you, buddy.
Yeah, and with Calvin, I'm there to actually
totally different.
coach through the thing. But what's weird is Calvin. I really don't even have to say much with Calvin because he knows.
Because he's very coachable.
Yeah.
And he knows the system well enough that he does what I want him to do, as I'm about to say it,
he's gonna react.
He's
to
already
it.
started. He's already started. He's already in that mode.
Yeah, there's a couple of fighters that ride like that. But listen, let's do this. So I got some news and stuff that we can go over. It'd be fun to hear your take on it too.
Okay.
So we'll go on here with a couple of different things that we had up here. So did you hear about Enson Inoue?
What?
So you know Enson Inoue, the fighter. So Enson Inoue, who's like the old school fighter.
That trained with a white belt. You talking about this one? No.
No, that's different. I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
but
okay.
anyway, he was a black belt from 1999. Right?
9 years old. Okay.
He's like,
That was nice.
he's been a black belt. He stopped really training jiu-jitsu. He did more MMA. And then when he got back into jiu-jitsu, he's like, man, I can't keep up with these guys. There's so many new techniques. So he demoted himself to purple belt. So he's a very all about honor and like the samurai like spirit kind of thing. Finally got himself back up to where he was a black belt. The IBJJF won't recognize him as a black belt.
Oh, yes, I saw this one.
Right. So he has like a whole statement. Let's see. I'll read it real quick. I got my black belt from John Lewis in 1999. I was never concerned about putting on my degrees, but it was brought to my attention that I need to be certified by the IBJJF in order to be able to have my school, Purebred, registered as an official team.
Yeah, Purebred is very famous.
Right. So he goes, so I contacted the Japanese IBJJF, and after waiting for over a year, they told me that the main office will not acknowledge it. I got my black belt in 1999, so I'm supposed to be a 5th degree. I don't understand why they won't acknowledge. It's just a bummer that I can't register purebred.
I know what the problem is. It's not that they're not recognizing his black belt. You have to go through the course.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
No, but at the end of the day, he was a black belt before they even have anything standardized.
1999, yeah, IBJJF exists in Brazil.
But that doesn't matter. Like, I can't register Temple as a school because I
know you had to do the
you have to do the rest course, you got to do a background check, and you have to have CPR. Once you have that, you can register the CPR.
But that's bullshit.
CPR?
Resuscitation, like if someone has a heart attack on the mat. Like the chest.
Oh yeah, there's the saves, the first save. Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's not that they won't recognize his black belt. It's just you have to be a certified black belt through IBJJF.
Right, but that's still bullshit. Like he got his black belt.
It doesn't matter. I have my black belt.
Right, but like for them to say, well, you're not a black belt.
It's because how
that's not what they're saying.
But listen, how IBJJF work is like, you got to have proofs that you got your black belt.
And they're not even saying that.
Pictures,
they're saying that he can't register his school.
Let me make sure.
To get him.
Either way, we're trying to get him onto the podcast, so he's gonna tell us himself.
Yeah, so we understand better. Maybe we can help him.
Let's see. But basically, the other post that he made, he says, I would really like to say is fuck the IBJJF, but I won't. I've never entered a BJJ tournament before, so I understand their stance. I also understand that I'm not welcome to compete.
Yes, it's just because how IBJJF became. Like, there's a thing that people don't understand that we try to understand, but there's a lot of things that we don't, and we cannot like go through these. There's years that they studying to make the rules simple and like easy to make a jiu-jitsu tournament with the bunch of rules. And of course they scramble a lot. I did many like referee course. Some that went really good, some are really bad. Yes. And how they become with the time, I believe it is with the price that they don't want to like put in him, because people don't want to follow the rules, like how they're showing.
Oh, for sure, Enson doesn't follow the rules.
Yeah, so many years that you try to get better, and people's not respecting and stuff like this. So I believe there's two sides on this, and I believe it sucks, but there is like a process that he has to go through. That's
right. But let me ask you. Let's say it's the way that I assume, or the way that he made it sound.
Okay.
You're a black belt.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're a black belt. Mm-hmm. So you go and you say, hey, I'm a black belt. IBJJF says, no, you're not. You're not a black belt until we say you're a black belt.
Well.
Until you give me proof that you were black
Well,
belt.
you know what he would have to do? All he's got to do is give his lineage
to them.
To the IBJJF.
Yeah.
So that's like the same paperwork you fill out.
He just needs
I don't
the
feel
lineage, pictures when he got his black belt, when he got his blue, purple, brown, black. It's proof of.
But I don't. Professors fill out the lineage.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. Well,
So,
right.
or a letter from those people. Excuse me.
No, wake up now. It's not that late. What time is it?
No, it's not late.
It's kind of late. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
No,
All right.
it's not.
Okay. So, next one. And we posted up today. The Florida gym owner, Henry Relegado, steals $350,000. Did you hear about this? From the government, from the taxpayers?
I think I heard this. He just bought something, right?
Yeah, so shout out to McDojo Life because they posted up a video. I'm going to try and see if I can pull it up here real quick.
He got famous for this?
Who?
This guy?
Which guy? The coach? No, well, this is McDojo Life. Yeah, no, this is McDojo Life. I reached out to him because I posted the video up today, and they told me that they were working on it. So I sent them a lot of the videos and stuff that we're working on. So Florida Martial Arts School billed taxpayers over $350,000 for ghost kids. So basically, this organization, what was it called? It was called, I think it's called Children's Trust or something like that. Yeah, Children's Trust. So they help to fund like programs for kids with like underprivileged kids, right?
Yeah,
or at-risk kids, right? So basically, if you had a school and you say, hey, I have all these kids that can't afford to teach, but I want to teach them, they'll go and they'll basically pay for them. So these people were saying like they had all these kids and all these employees, so the government was sitting there giving them money.
Yes, I heard about this one.
So have you seen who the master looks like?
No.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna play this. Let me pull this up and make sure I got this right. Here we go. Let me get this going. Hold on.
You're joking.
No. It gets better. It gets way better. I'm so excited about this because it's so funny. Let's do.
So crazy how people use the sport for this.
Yep. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna pull
Everybody
this
finish
up.
you can.
All right. Let me close this one and let's play this. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Oh, it's not playing. So we'll play them. Watch.
Just listen to it. Just listening to it is funny.
This is the guys that stole 350.
Yeah.
He spent it on
Can we stop and like?
And look, I realize that I am an overweight gentleman.
But you're fit. You don't have rolls. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just be like. But
Come on, you're flexible. You have good jiu-jitsu. This guy, what is his? I'm sorry.
By the way, if you look at it, he almost breaks his own finger. Like if you look,
because he's not using a fist or a regular hand.
No, so like if you look when he slaps this one, like you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to hit it, but he's obviously bullshitting his way through it. So he just smashes his fingers into it. So like, you see like his hand go like this. So I'll post it up on the video after. But either way, shout out to McDojo Life. Go ahead and check out the full video that they did on the article. It was freaking hilarious.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people that like take advantage of the corona, say they have that bunch of employees
From
and
2013. The guy's been doing it from 2013. He had his own mom getting paid twice with two different names. So he was saying she was two different people and making money.
Crazy.
See, this is like that's why I love like the McDojo Life stuff, because he always calls people out. But I love catching people that are just absolute bullshit artists. Like we were before you got here, I had him crying. He was laughing so hard at some of the videos that I have. So make sure you follow us on YouTube because we're gonna be putting up a bunch of new content.
If I don't know if I could do that, dude. I don't know if I can watch.
It's gonna happen
because I was almost dying.
So.
Because So here's the thing, if I laugh too hard, I pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when I found this out, my goal for the last 5 years has been to try and get him to laugh so hard to the point where he passes out. So it's like I have to catch him by surprise. It can't be like, here's something funny. He's gonna be like, like or whatever. No, it has to be like, it has to. No, seriously, like it has to be something super just random out of nowhere.
It has to catch me out of nowhere, and I will laugh so hard, I will cry.
Listen,
and then I'll pass out because I can't breathe.
Because I have it on video. I filmed it. You hear him? Listen to him.
You got red. Oh my god.
He was like, he's turning red.
Oh
now.
my god, I'm getting cramp on my.
Look, and then like just showing the video again. It's so good. So yeah, so we're gonna be working on it.
We'll have to show you before we leave.
Yeah.
Just so you see what made me laugh.
So we're gonna be working on some extra content for you guys. So definitely.
What's the next?
So next, Mikey Musumeci, out of pants.
Out of pants? Why?
So he says that he's working on video with BJJ Fanatics. So he's gonna do like an instructional video. So he's been working on that.
Time to make that money.
I saw he's doing with Tammy. Mm-hmm. I saw it. So because this is out of pants, so how long are you gonna film?
I don't know.
Days.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's really like the excuse. I don't see Mikey ever being the one to make those kinds of excuses.
Well, look, Mikey's an adult now, and he's learning that sometimes making money is more important than competing.
Yeah, actually, if you're smart, you can make a lot of money in BJJ Fanatics.
Oh yeah, I mean Gordon makes bank just off of that, and tons of people are gonna sit there and do it. Are you gonna make a BJJ Fanatics video?
I have one, but I've been not smart with the whole like marketing thing. Yeah, I have to put it more. I do have like how to pass how to kill butterfly hooks using sitting guard.
So how come I didn't get a DVD? How come I don't have a signed copy?
Come
Who
on.
even orders DVDs anymore?
You can't.
I do.
You can mail in and get a DVD for sure.
All right, I'll leave it.
DVDs are terrible because they just add clutter to your house. Get everything digital.
I agree with you. So
yeah, you can.
Do you really think though that it's because of like the videos? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think
because what?
Because I mean, let's look at it this way.
He's not the kind of kid that would make.
If he wins, either way, if he wins. He wins the division. How much is he gonna make?
Nothing, you know. Like you don't need to prove nothing.
But how much money would he make?
A lot of athletes, they're learning how to make money, and they're not going to any tournament anymore. Like the best example is Gordon. You know, he just go whatever he wants, and he tease people, he challenge people, and he really is making up to his word. And he was not a shit talker before. He was competing on ABI or this tournament. He became a shit talker because it's the only way that you get famous, and he is good. Would you
ever do like he did, where he actually puts up the money, where he said like, I'll put $100,000 up? I mean, I'm not saying you'd throw $100,000 up, but
I wish I have this money first.
Right? But like, let's say like
I would do something crazy if I have a financially power. Of course,
so
I would
like
do something like this.
A $10,000 Talita challenge.
Yeah, but I'd rather do like a party or something like this. Invite everyone come. Let's spend this money.
That's funny. We could do it. Also, we had the Third Coast Grappling Kumite this past weekend. Anna Carolina won. She came.
It was a good one.
She went home with $10,000. So congratulations to Anna Carolina.
I'm going there, girls.
Baby.
Pay me açaí.
So yeah, she won. Congrats to her.
You know,
Anna is crazy, bro. Sometimes I go there and train with them, and this week before the tournament, this week after the tournament, she went there the weekend. I went there like I think it was Thursday, so I trained with them. It was fun. It was like, you know,
it's so crazy. I feel like she doesn't get as many opportunities to really like compete as she should. Like she should be competing more. But I mean, at her level, like for like your guys' level, like it's got to be for a good chunk of change.
Here's the thing, though. As much as I love watching her roll, whenever I see them and they don't have Bethany, I get depressed.
Why?
With Bethany. Oh, yeah. Man, she's a star. This kid is a star. She is a figure. She's really good. And she's such a nice girl. So nice. She's a figure. It's crazy.
That's funny.
Shout out for her. She just like hurt her toe.
Yeah.
Get better, girl.
I was messaging her earlier just to see like she was gonna do Pan Ams and stuff.
No, she got hurt.
She busted her toe up nice.
Yeah.
I said, fuck a tail, just tape it. I should send her the photo of Neil. Be like, this is Neil without a toe.
Yeah, cut it off. Who needs it?
So what's next for you then?
I was going to do pen. I'm still expecting my knee is not so bad, but I don't think it's gonna heal this fast. I wish.
You know what you do.
PRP.
Yes.
You need to call Ian.
Yes, I did. I already saw him today.
He's
Yeah,
like a witch doctor.
Yeah.
Man, he is good. He
knows-
have magic hands for
It's
real.
like Mr. Miyagi. He just comes in like.
More or less, yes.
And he's already figured out what is going on. My knee, I was like, Coach, I trust you. I don't even need an MRI. Yes. What we were saying, I forgot.
Like, what are you gonna do next? So
yeah.
So after
I'm
Pans.
sorry. Yes. I supposed to have a fight to win in Philadelphia against Gabby McComb, but I got hurt and I already warned Seth if I'm not feeling good or strong, I'm not doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him that I got hurt. I supposed to fight the super fight at the end of the month. My main focus for ADCC for sure.
Mm-hmm.
As soon I have a dates of the Jiu-Jitsu combat, I might do something here in Florida or I might do something in California, but we don't think California will be open so soon. But you never know what they're expecting. I'm always open if you guys want to invite me to a snap combat Jiu-Jitsu. I'm down.
I would really like to see that. I'd like to like see you like just get that angry like switch and start doing the slap.
I already have this. That's why they call me Honey Badger. The Honey Badger don't give a shit. He take what he wants.
We'll talk to what?
I
We'll
wish
talk
I was
to.
just a little bit tall and a little bit strong because I would
That's
be.
better though. You can come under from under and
that's-
just get them.
that's you just came up with the song.
I wish it was a little bit taller.
Yeah, you need
Right.
to come out to. There's a song called "I Wish I Was a Little Bit Taller."
Skilo?
I wish I was a baller.
Yeah.
That's a way. That's
That's what you need
1994.
to come out to whenever you walk out to music. Walk out to.
So ADCC though, like, that's when they start throwing you against Gabby Garcia.
That's the funniest thing about this you're talking about. I train with Gabi. She's
Yeah.
a really good girl. Very funny person. We do like wrestling together and everything. It was so funny. I could never like if I reach her leg, she just like shake me off and
Yeah.
she's like never turn your back. And she tried to grab me and how she gonna grab? I'm so tiny. And she was like, you're so tiny. It was
Just slip right out.
yeah. But ADCC 2015 was my first ADCC. They offered me to fight in the big girls division. I was in Brazil to be like an extra, a replacement. And I was like, I cannot go to this division. It's too big for me.
Yeah, do they not know how little you are?
Yeah, I was very little. They did know, and they were like just try to get. But anyways, I think they fight one less girl or like have the right number. I never really fought against Gabby, and I never want to fight with her. It's like the opposite. It's like I'm even tinier than Mackenzie. Mackenzie did really good against her.
Yeah. Well, she had to like try 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
to really get like in when she did the the Abu Dhabi or whatever.
Yes, it was a crazy fight. I really like this fight. Yes, this fight, Jiu-Jitsu combat, and for sure ADCC. Like I said, they're saying that gonna have a great news about the number of women on the division. They might put in different divisions. They not just leave it 2. They put it more like the men's division. This is all rumors, but can become true because now Seth Daniels from Fight to Win is working directly with Mo and other people that also work with them. Shawn from what's the company? Shawn, the guy that did the ADCC too. I forgot his name. Shawn. Forgive me.
Yeah.
There's other guys work with them to make this event be the biggest, like always.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, that
from the
last
grappling.
ADCC
It was fun, man. It was
Yes,
fun being
you
there.
see, because Seth and Mo start to work together, and now they work directly with Pro Grappling. So this big, strong group making very successful things, and we have a bunch of new things like who is the number one.
We have to do that now too. We have
Yes.
to. Let me steal that pen from you. So what we're gonna do now is, I have it here on the sheet of paper. We're gonna make some predictions. We're gonna see Talita's call predictions on
let's see it.
for who's number
You should
one.
just go to the next page because that's not enough.
That'll be enough.
No, it's not.
What are you worried about? What's in my notebook? It's my notebook.
I can write for you if you want.
Yeah, you write like a 4-year-old. She writes.
I know you're not talking, buddy.
My writing's way better.
Well, yeah, not really.
Way better.
All right,
than yours.
let's go here. So let's start from the beginning here. William Tackett versus Jason Rao.
Uh-huh.
Just pick. It's all right. You can pick. It's like,
Doesn't
we're
matter.
gambling. You
So
know William
unless you know
Tackett.
anybody, you don't have to do anything. But
No, I don't really know.
Take a
them.
pick then.
just pick a name. Which name do you like best?
William Tackett versus Jason Rao.
You know? Oh yes, I know them. Sorry, Taki.
Oh.
Yes, of course. Yes, the brothers. They're very good.
So you're going with Tackett?
Yes, I am going with that. I'm sorry, Johnson Ray.
I agree though. I definitely am going with Tackett on her in this one. Are you
I'll
gonna
go
Jason?
just because to be different.
Okay, that's fine. All right, Nikki Ryan against Tony Ramos.
You know, I don't know Tony too much, but I definitely been watching some stuff of him after Frogap start to post about him. Nick Ryan just a prodigy, I believe, and my bet on Nick Ryan for sure.
Who you got?
I don't know what Tony Ramos is, so
He's a wrestler. He's the wrestler that was calling Nikki out.
Yes, I think we'll be excited, but on the ground, forget it.
Yeah. I think it's gonna end up being like
Nick Bo and Gordon Ryan.
Gordon, yeah.
Yes, I believe so too.
yeah, I think so too. But I'll go the other guy just because.
I think at the
Just because he can
Just
surprise
because.
No. I think at the
It's
very
tomorrow,
worst it'll be a
right?
draw.
Yes.
Yeah. I think at the very, very worst it'll be a draw.
Yeah.
I think it's no,
Oh,
it's not
you know
Yeah,
what?
because,
no,
yeah.
I don't want to go with Ramos because I just remembered he's an adult. He's like
Yeah.
29 years old.
Yeah,
and
he's calling out the
kid.
15 to 16-year-old. Yeah.
Because he
Well,
won a media, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, never mind.
All
Never
right,
mind.
so Nikki it is.
I just remembered that.
Okay, so Luisa Montero against Natalie Ribeiro.
You know, I fought with Natalie. I have bad experience with her. She's very strong. Yeah, I'm being honest. I was not expecting. I made a mistake. She was on my back. She choked me out with no ego. She's very surpriseful. I trained with Luisa earlier in the days, maybe when I was a purple belt and a brown belt too. She always fucked me up. And I learned a lot of leg locks from Luisa. Thank you, Luisa. I believe that the experience of Luisa, Natalie can surprise Luisa in many positions, very strong, but with all the respect, Nachi, I love you. I think it's Luisa.
She's going with Luisa. Okay.
The experience there. But it can get surprised like Elizabeth got. So I don't know. But based on the combined, the third coast grappling tournament, I go on Luisa.
All right. Fair enough. What do you got?
Who are you going with?
I think I go with Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie can surprise.
Yeah, she can catch people a little bit off guard.
Yes, she almost got me on an armbar in the last fight to me. I took her back. I didn't have the energy to choke her out, but
See the
I was close.
high tech picking he's doing.
Louisa.
You going Louisa? Okay. All right, and then we got Paulo Miao against Gio Martinez.
Ooh,
That's a weird one. That's a
really
weird
good
one. Yeah.
I'm not sure if they fought in the last ADCC, but I remember 2017 in Helsinki. I think their fight was really, really good, Matt. I think.
But Gio hasn't really done too much.
No, not too much. He's not been like getting finished.
Yeah.
But he have great students, and I think have a good train, and he can always go down to Eddie, But I can pick Meow because Meows have very annoying games.
They're really good at like stalling it out. And
yeah, it's not just
it.
this. And now they train with Murilo. They train with the guy that was training Wolverine. No, what's
Eddie Cummings.
Eddie Cummings. Yeah. So like, they're aware of
and
the
he
leg
was with
locks.
like Donna Hurd like
And
way
they
back.
have no ankles. They have no ankles.
No ankles.
They won't tap
I
the
watched
leg
these
locks.
kids. Since they come from the north or the north, no, the jungle, like off like São Paulo or something like this. They're like from nowhere. Like I watched these kids coming like yellow and orange belt to make money São Paulo because tournaments and stuff. They're prodigy for sure. I believe that Paulo, but we can get surprised there too. But I believe Paulo strongly.
Just going with Paulo. All right.
This next one.
I was going with Paulo.
You're gonna go Paulo. I like Gio, but I think on this one, like I think Paulo's not gonna tap to the leg lock.
That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna tap.
I think it's gonna end up being more of a draw, like than anything else. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Paulo on this one. As much as I like Gio, like no disrespect, but I think it's that.
Gio's really fun to watch.
Cody Steele against Dante Leon.
Ooh, another
That's
good
gonna be a
one.
good one. That's gonna be a tough match.
I think it'll be very spicy, very scramble, like Dante Leon style. But I believe Dante been surprising a lot. Recently, like since no Gi Awards, his game been changing a lot.
He had a tough match with Gary.
Yeah,
he had
very
a great
tough.
showing at
that was the match with Gary.
Yes, because the way Gary finishing so quick at the tournament, and before days he beat Lucas Lepre, Dante Leon beat Lucas Lepre, took his back, and then like it was like a surprise for everyone, and I really believed that he was going to make to the finals of DTC, but unfortunately he was very immature for the rule set and everything. Takes a long time to win a DCC when or just a prodigy, like Marcelo Garcias. But Dante Leon has surprising, and yes, his second match with Gary Tono was crazy. Gary Tono was trying all these techniques on him, and he could get it because Dante definitely studied him a lot, and I believe Dante is doing the same thing. He studied Cody, and I believe it will be Dante Leon for sure.
All right, Dante. Who you got?
I'm going Cody Steele because.
Are you right there? What are you like twitching on me?
I lost my thing that I was playing with.
It's goofy. All right, so you're going Cody?
I'm going because I like the name.
Cody Steele.
Cody Steele just sounds like an 80s porn star. I love it.
Yeah, I think Dante's gonna win that one.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be.
I just like the name.
Yeah.
All right, here's the fun one, and you got. I think I know who you're gonna pick. Gabby Garcia against Elizabeth Clay. Now Elizabeth Clay called her out.
Is that the
Yeah, that was the challenger. Yeah. Yes. It's crazy because when she was fighting Luisa, by the way, me and Elizabeth were like sponsored for Zebra mats, and shout out for Zebra. She surprised me very much. I trained with her, and very different. She was always like try to attack my foot. Very different guard, and she been training with a bunch of different guys. And she's just a very young lady, super young for where she's being accomplished. I believe that she can surprise like the Jessica Flowers surprise with Gabi Garcia. Took her back and stuff. I think Gabi can get tired and make a mistake. I know she's way bigger than Elizabeth, but we all know Gabi's style and like nothing against. And like she's a big girl, she's really good, and she complements a lot too. I believe that can be very surprised. Elizabeth can get tired and get smashed by Gabi, but Elizabeth can get a really good position, you know, and get Gabi to tap or the opposite.
But it's
Gabi.
tough too because Elizabeth has a good guard. She's gonna want to avoid getting under Gabi.
I think she can get the Gogo Plata, her famous one, but I don't think Gabi will be silly enough to like
just put her neck in there.
Cut on this guard. She definitely know that Elizabeth have a flexible guard, and I believe that she trained for their game, her game. So I don't know who pick, to be honest, but if I wanted a small person win, I would pick Elizabeth.
So you're gonna pick Elizabeth. All right.
Well, she said if she wants a small person.
Well,
Yeah, if
make
I
a
want,
choice.
Hey,
yeah, but if
She
I
didn't
wanna
technically
like,
make a choice.
if I want intimidated by Gabby's side, I would definitely think
you
that
wanted
Gabby
to make
could
money.
smash.
if you wanted to make money,
If you wanted to make money,
if I
on this
said to
bet,
you
I
20
don't know.
bucks.
I make no money on this bet right
Oh,
there.
all right. So
That's
she's
the only one.
she's pleading the fifth on this one. Who you
Yeah.
got?
I'll go against whoever you got.
I'm going Gabby.
Well, then I'll go Elizabeth.
I don't think that.
I don't care about winning. I just like to be counterculture.
I know. Yeah, you're.
He's
He is just
I love you, son.
contrarian. Craig Jones against Roberto Jimenez.
Oh, that's a really
That's
good
gonna be
one.
fun.
Did
to
you hear?
watch.
Did you hear Craig's quote? He's like, "I'm probably the most popular, unsuccessful grappler ever," or what's the word he said? Accomplished. He's like, "I'm the most popular, unaccomplished grappler."
Man, he got my respect when he finished Leandro Lo and Murilo Santana on this ADCC one after the other
Yeah.
match. It's like just 10 minutes match, like can't be longer. Those guys, I was like watching them be exhausted. And Craig Jones went there. Doom, doom.
Yeah.
He was just
Just
doing like
snapping it.
this leg, then like triangle, and then like
What the hell's going
took
on?
someone's back. I was like, I can't believe it. So he was a very big surprise for 2017 in my jiu-jitsu view. I believe Craig's very experienced, very good at what he does.
But he lost the
different
last
style.
two. He lost the last two.
Yeah, he lost ADCC.
Well, no, he lost the last two matches at the Submission Underground. Craig lost. What's the guy's name?
I don't remember, but the first one was kind of like a weird one.
He like
So they
he
rematched.
made like a noise and the ref called it out because the guy took his back.
And he was like,
Let me see. I'll tell you right now.
he was like, he was trying to get out and he made a noise.
Which is like a verbal tap.
Ref said it was a verbal tap, but it wasn't like an It was just
So-
like
I know. I said like a noise that you can be interpreted wrong.
Yeah.
All
They
right.
gave it a
It was a frustration.
And then
kind
he
of-
lost again.
Yeah, the guy got his back.
Then they had the rematch.
And who is this guy?
I'm looking it up right now because I totally forget. The,
Okay,
the
so
name.
I keep going. I believe he's very talented. His best year was definitely 2017, 2018. These years he been doing a lot of like me going around seminar like last year, and I even got in contact with him to talk to him like how he was doing. He's like, I had 100 seminars this year,
Oh, this isn't even updated. They have like EVI 11 on here. Let me see.
100.
like 100. That was 2018. He's like,
That's a lot because there's only 50. There's only 52 weeks
Fowler.
in a year.
yeah,
Mike Fowler.
that's-
I think
Mike
it was.
Fowler.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to watch this match. Anyways, I think he can be very surprised. But there we go. Roberto Jimenez. I personally trained with Roberto. He's amazing. I never trained with Craig Jones. I've been there to the same tatami, but the big guys train big guys. You know what I mean? Small person problems.
Yeah.
I trained with Jimeni, a very nice kid. I think he can very surprise like Dante Leon. They're like very young and they keep learning so much things, and I don't know, he can really like surprise us. Can go either one of those, Believe that in submission skills of heels and stuff, they both are long. I think Craig Jones get a big chance of submission there.
Yeah.
And Roberto Jimenez, you can always wait for a scramble. But you guys remember the last match of the Jimenez that he lost was for Lucas. I think Lucas Barbosa's armbar him or something. So, like, you never know. That's the basic submission that we first learn in Jiu-Jitsu.
I'm definitely gonna I don't watch a lot of jiu-jitsu like
Tournaments.
Me too.
I'm
I've been out a
Yeah.
lot.
I'm gonna watch this one though.
Yeah. No, this is a
This
really,
one's
really
got
good card.
got a lot of really good
It's
stuff
all
on it.
15 minutes besides Gordon
Besides
Ryan's
Gordon,
one.
50 minutes sub only. So, all right. I need a decision.
That's another one that I don't know how to pick. If I would choose for the experience, definitely Craig Jones. But upcoming surprising Roberto Jimenez, so I don't know. This one I leave it to you guys.
You know we're not actually putting money down. Like, you can just say a name. You'll be all right.
I know. I just don't want to pick because I don't know. I'm gonna be.
You
like,
just don't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
You don't want to be wrong is what the thing is. All right, so we'll call you as that's a forfeit on that one too. All right. That one murder. It's like, don't say that. Who you got?
I'm gonna say fuck Craig Jones.
So you're gonna go with Craig?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with
Roberto. I'm going.
But and that's not those watching that aren't aware. That's not a dig at Craig Jones.
That's really he lost the bet, and that's hashtag fuck Craig Jones.
Hashtag fuck Craig Jones.
I'm gonna go with Craig. I think Craig is going to be able to ride out the scrambles a little bit better. So I think I'm going to go with Craig. All right. Big one. Last one of the night. Gordon Ryan against Mateus. Denise, who you got?
The famous shit talker, the whole.
He didn't talk, but he didn't talk shit about this one. He wasn't really talking shit on this one.
Yes, I think John Donahan game is very similar to Marcelo, okay? Because I've been learning a lot from him, and the butterfly hooks are the same. But the difference about John Donahan and Marcelo won't share his deeper secret of his technique. He shared about it in most of his students. John Donahan just have like different mind. We definitely know that Gordon has control, even the bigger guys like Buchecha and others, because we watching the last ADCC, how he play around. Never see he against. Did he fight Cyborg? I don't know. I never see.
Yeah.
He beat Cyborg.
There was the one where Cyborg got like really upset, like got like frustrated.
And they fought. So, yes, I believe that Gordon has the body type and now the strength, and he's building up to beat Mateus for sure. But Mateus has a really like explosive game. I don't know if Gordon will be able to hold Mateus' knees. So I believe my points can be in Gordon, but Mateus can surprise us. You know?
I think it's a little bit closer than like most of his other matches. That's why he's probably like kept his mouth shut on it more. Like I think he knows it. Like, and not to mention that
it's
he
no
like
joke.
Yeah,
Mateus Diniz is no joke.
Yeah, I think he's got
go
tons of respect.
Like
for him.
all wild, you know.
He's definitely gotta like mind his P's and Q's on that one. So who you pick? You have to pick. You can't skip this
Gordon
one.
Ryan.
You're going Gordon? All
Sorry,
right.
Mateus. I believe you're really good, but I'm just going to have to do my bet.
Who you got?
You can't bet against Gordon Ryan.
I'm going with the king on this one, man.
You cannot bet against him. You really can't.
No.
Until a weakness shows up in his game. Which
I saw a bunch already, but not talking about it, not talking shit. But the one that I see he have a hard time was definitely the guy from Soul Fighters, João. João.
Well, you know who gave him a hard time? Mikey.
Musumeshi?
Couldn't pass his guard. Not in a tournament.
There was like a training.
Yeah, he went there to train with me, yes.
So
Mike is extraordinarily strong. Like I never felt such a thing. Not even in competing against his sister, I didn't feel no strength. It's just pure technique, you know.
And Tammy's strong.
Tammy's super strong, especially for
Mikey. Again, it's because Mikey's been doing it for so long. His body has grown
for jiu-jitsu.
His body is a machine for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. All right. So we have all our bets, all our plays.
So we're not going to talk about the black belt that got beaten by the white belt. I want to know the story better.
Well, which one?
There's a recent story that a white belt.
Well, I was gonna ask you what you thought about the guy that was like the gym storming, where it turned out there was actually a fight. Is in Texas, where the bodybuilder guy came into the gym and they fought. Did you see that one?
It's old, right?
It's an old video, but it just got like popular like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but there's this story that a white belt beat a black belt.
Show me this.
I think an academy beat up
something like that. I don't normally miss.
But here's the thing: depending on what it is, Is it a white belt that doesn't train
Or was it
a
like
lot
a
of
wrestler?
gi? Or is it a guy that trains a lot and then put on a gi?
BJJ white belt defeats the black belt.
This
Naga,
one?
Germany,
Yeah.
2015.
All right, let me do this. So I'll put it up so everybody can see it too. Let me do it the right way.
Philippe told me this one.
I don't think I can do it. Yeah, the screen messed up. Can you do me a favor?
What?
Shut off the TV shutter and back on it, like the screen savered out. So this is in Germany 2015. All right, so let's see what this is all about. Just turn it. There it goes. There we go. All right, I'm gonna throw this up on the screen behind you.
Got it
And-
right.
Yeah, that's the video from Gordon Ryan. Let me pop this up full screen, and then I'm gonna throw it up here for the world to see. Let's go ahead and do this one. Here we go. All right, we'll pop it up there so everybody can see it.
Defeats the black belt.
I'm gonna, even though this is super unprofessional, I don't care because this is last minute. And we're gonna put it here. Come on, make it fit the screen, buddy. All right, whatever.
2015 Naga. Naga doesn't come down to Florida that much anymore. They used to come down
screw
a
it.
lot.
I'll just add it later. All right, here we go. Is this the one you were talking about?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's a white belt.
Let's see. I want to say I've seen this video before.
Gracie Barra.
So, I'm assuming either this kid is sandbagging,
Or, like I said, he could be a no-gi.
a no-gi like guy
Right, he's a no-gi guy.
that's signed up, but it's Naga, so I'd believe it for sure.
And he said, "Oh, I'll put on a gi. What's
Yeah.
your rank?" Well, I don't have a rank. Well, then you're white belt.
Yeah.
'Cause this,
No, I think there's another story we're gonna have to say for another day because Philippe told me, and he told me like a nickname. I don't remember the nickname that he told me, but it's like, look, it's a famous story that a white belt beat a black belt, a famous black belt.
I mean, I know that there's a couple of stories like that where stuff like that happens. I mean, usually though, it's the Taekwondo black belt jumps in to do like a tournament and ends up not working out the way that he wanted to. But so we'll do some research on it and then we'll talk about it next time. Then we'll throw it up there because this is fun. Talita, thank you very much for doing this and
it was
coming
my
in,
pleasure.
breaking my studio into pieces. I appreciate it.
I love your studio, by the way.
Thanks.
It's amazing, guys.
Appreciate it. I think we're gonna do paint it. I'm gonna give it a paint job because this color. So the one we got the studio, this was everything set up. So it's like screw it. Let's start throwing stuff up onto the wall.
Nice. I like
Shawn
it.
doesn't like it.
No?
Shawn is very anti-cluttery. So I had stuff on the desk too, and he would literally pick it up and throw it. So.
put a shoe.
It was
on
a
the
shoe
desk.
signed by Henry Hooft, so
Who
it was a
cares?
personal gift to me. It was a personal gift to me, but whatever. But for anybody that wants to follow Talita, it's at Talita Alencar BJJ on Instagram, Facebook.
Facebook, and I have my page as well, and I have Twitter.
So what's your Twitter? Just
Ana Tata. It's like Ana Talita Alencar. It's just the same.
okay.
Talita
So we'll have
Alencar.
it all in the description for the YouTube and on the podcast description, and throw everything up there. So thank you very much for doing this.
And remember to looking for on YouTube, the podcast, and follow my YouTube channel.
Are you gonna do your own podcast?
Yeah, not my own podcast, but on my YouTube channel.
All right, cool. And then go buy the DVD. Make sure you guys buy
Yes.
Talita's DVD.
Make sure you guys get my DVD and BJJ Fanatics, how to pass butterfly hooks, open guard from the seat guard.
There you go. There you have it. So, thank you very much, and we'll catch you guys next time.